Hi class, Mrs. Calvi here. Quick review on adding and subtracting, solving inequalities. So we are solving just as if it were an equation with an equal sign, except for it's an inequality with an inequality symbol. So I want to get rid of that 11, so I'm going to add 11 to both sides. My 11s on the left cancel. I drop down my y, drop down my greater than or equal to sign. Here I have -7 and +11. My signs are different. I'm going to subtract, take the sign of the bigger number. My 11 is larger, and that is associated with a positive, so I know my answer here is going to be positive. 11 minus 7 is equal to 4. So here, y is greater than or equal to 4. Now I'm going to need to graph. So step 1, make sure my variable is on the left side, which it is. And I'm not writing all the numbers in just to save time. So step 1, variables on the left, I'm good, I don't need to change it. Step 2, look to see if it's going to be an open or a closed circle. In this case, it's going to be a closed circle at +4, and that's because I have the equal bar. Remember, do not graph it on the line because it's too difficult for me to see your actual graph. And now, because my variable is on the left, I'm going to follow the direction my inequality symbol is pointing, and that happens to be going to the right. Okay, so let's try one more. Okay, so here I have 9 is less than or greater than 12 plus k. I am going to get rid of that 12. That's a +12, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. My 12s on the right cancel. I'm left with k is greater than or equal to 9 minus 12. Signs are different. Subtract, take the sign of the bigger number. 12 is larger, so that's going to be a negative. And then I do 12 minus 9, which is 3. All right, so now I have to go and graph. Step 1, make sure my variable is on the left side. Well, it is not on the left side. It is on the right side, so I need to go ahead and change. I need to go ahead and change my inequality. So remember, when we go and change this, it has to read the same thing. So this reads -3 is less than or equal to k. So if I change it so my variable is on the left side, it has to read k is greater than or equal to -3. So here, the alligator's mouth is open to the k. Here, the alligator's mouth is still open to the k. Okay, so I know I rewrote it correctly. So now step 2 is open or closed circle. It's going to be a closed circle at -3. And now make sure you box in the correct inequality that you're graphing. You're graphing this new one, and the inequality symbol is pointing to the right. So that's how I know. I guess I should have done that in blue. This is going to go to the right. Okay, so when you have to rewrite the inequality, so the variable's on the left, go ahead and box in the correct one so you don't end up graphing the incorrect one. All right. Okay, last one. C minus 6½ is less than -1 1/4. So I need to get rid of this -6 1/2. I'm going to add 6 1/2 to both sides. The 6 1/2s on the left cancel, drop down my variable, drop down my less than symbol. Now I have to come up with a common denominator. All right, so when you have a whole number involved, always carry over your whole number because many students forget about it. So now I need to find a common denominator between 2 and 4. That happens to be 4. So 2 times 2 is 4, 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. So now, remember, my signs are different here. I'm going to take the sign of the larger number because I'm going to be subtracting. Subtract, take the sign of the larger number. Well, 6 and 2/4 is larger than 1 1/4. So I know my final answer is going to be positive. I now just have to subtract these mixed numbers. So if I do that, if I were to take 6 and 2/4 and subtract 1 and 1/4, I would be left with 5 and 1/4. So then C is less than 5 and 1/4. I now need to go ahead and graph this. Let me just give myself some space. So step 1, make sure my variable is on the left side, which it is. Okay, so my 0 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, 5 1/4 is less than 5 1/2. So I'm going to mark my half spot, and I know my fourth is going to be right in between here. Okay. All right. So first step, variables on the left. I don't need to change it. Second step, open or close circle. It's going to be an open circle at 5 1/4. So that's going to go right here. Follow my inequality symbol. It's going left, so my arrow is going left. Okay. And I told you you need to put the 5 1/4, just so I know that your answer, your open circle, is at 5 1/4. Okay. That is all for today, and I will talk to you soon.